Hello and welcome to another part of this chapter transportation problem. We have already learned how to find initial basic feasible solution of a balanced transportation problem by different methods. In this part, we shall discuss how to find final optimal solution from initial basic feasible solution of a balanced transportation problem. Now, as I have discussed in the previous part that among the different methods, Vogel's approximation method is the best one to find initial basic feasible solution. In the previous part, we had obtained that although the initial basic feasible solution obtained by rho minima method is better than the initial solution obtained by Vogel's approximation method, but most of the times the result obtained by Vogel's approximation method is best one. So in this part, we shall find the final solution, actually the optimal solution from the initial basic feasible solution obtained by Vogel's approximation method. So let us start the solution. In the previous part, we had obtained the initial basic feasible solution of this problem by using Vogel's approximation method, and the solution was like this: x14 equal to 6, x23 equal to 10, x32 equal to 12, x330, x419, x424 and x44 equal to 1, with the corresponding minimum cost is 114. Now we shall find whether this solution is optimal or not. If the solution is optimal, then this is the final optimal solution. Otherwise, we shall improve this solution. So this is the initial basic feasible solution by Vogel's approximation method. The values of the basic variables are allotted at the northwest corner for each cell, and as usual the values of the non-basic variables are 0. So now first we shall check whether this solution is optimal or not. If the solution is optimal, then this is the final solution. Otherwise, we shall improve this solution to get the optimal solution. Now to check the optimality of this solution, we have to introduce two new set of variables. One will be called ui and another set of variables will be called vj. So there are 4 u variables and 4 v variables. Now we shall determine the values of these u and v variables by uv method. This method is known as uv method. Actually, this method is like the simplex method. In simplex method, at the final optimal table, we find zj minus cj. Now, since in this case the cost vector is a matrix, so in this transportation problem, to check the optimality condition, we have to check zij minus cij, where cij are the cost values and zij, this will be equal to ui plus vj minus cij, and these values will be called net evaluations. In simplex method, we had found that if the problem is a maximization problem, then at the final optimal stage, if all the values of zj minus cj are non-negative, then the optimality condition is satisfied, otherwise not. But if the problem is a minimization problem, then at the final step, if all the values of zj minus cj are non-positive, then the solution is optimal. Now in this transportation problem, the problem is a minimization problem. So if we find that zij minus cij, all these values are non-positive, then the optimality condition is satisfied. I repeat, if all the values of zij minus cij are non-positive, then the optimality condition is satisfied, otherwise not. So to find the values of zij minus cij, we have to check, or we have to find the values of ui and vj. Because cij are known, these are the cost values, but ui and vj are unknown. Actually there are 8 unknown values of ui and vj. out of which 7 will be independent, 1 is dependent. So we can select any one of them arbitrarily. Now before that, we know that in case of simplex method, at the final optimal stage, the zj minus cj values for all the basic variables are 0. So in this case also, for the basic cell, the value of zij minus cij, this will be 0. That means for the basic cell, ui plus vj minus cij will be equal to 0. Now this is for basic cell. So remember, for basic cell, we shall determine the values of ui and bj by using these conditions. But for non-basic cells, we have to find the values of zij minus cij. That means for non-basic cell, we have to find ui plus bj minus cij for non-basic cell. Now if we find that for all the non-basic cell, the value of ui plus vj minus cij, these are all non-positive, then the optimality condition is satisfied. Now let us find the values of ui plus bj. Now as I have said that out of these 8 unknown values, only 7 of them are independent. So we can assume any one value arbitrarily. Suppose we are assuming this value as 0, because in this row there are 3 basic cells, and for basic cell we know that the formula is ui plus bj minus cij equal to 0. So ui plus bj minus cij, this will be equal to 0. So 0 plus this value minus this value will be 0. That means this value will be 8. Next, if we consider this value, then the formula is for basic cell ui plus vj minus this equal to 0. So this value is 6, and similarly this value will be 4. ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. Now using this value we can determine this value, because for basic cell ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. So the value of ui will be minus 4. So ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. Now using this value we can find this value. So this will be ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. So we can easily determine that this value is nothing but 7. Now using this value of vj we can easily determine this value, because for basic cell ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. So this ui value will be minus 6. ui plus bj minus cij equal to 0. Now only this value is left. So this will be ui plus vj minus this value equal to 0. So it is minus 6. So ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. So we have obtained all the values of ui and vj. Now if the values of ui and vj are known, then we can easily find the values of zij minus cij for the non-basic cell, and we shall compute all the values of zij minus cij for each non-basic cell, and we shall display this value at the northeast corner for the non-basic cell. These values will be called net evaluation. So for non-basic cell, the net evaluation value will be ui plus vj minus cij. So we start with this cell. So for this cell it is ui plus vj minus cij. So it is minus 6. This is the net evaluation value for this cell. Next, for this cell it is ui plus vj minus cij, which is again minus 6. For this cell it is ui plus vj minus cij, it is minus 4. For this non-basic cell it is ui plus vj minus cij, it is minus 8. For this non-basic cell it is ui plus vj minus cij, it is minus 4. For this non-basic cell it is ui plus vj minus cij, which is minus 2. For this non-basic cell, it is ui plus vj minus cij, it is minus 5. For this non-basic cell, it is ui plus vj minus cij, which is 3. For this non-basic cell, ui plus vj minus cij, which is 0. So we have evaluated all the net evaluations for the non-basic cell. That means we have computed all the values of zij minus cij. Now since this is the minimization problem, so the solution is optimal if all the values of zij minus cij are non-positive for the non-basic cells. Now if we check the values of zij minus cij for the non-basic cell, then we find that only one value is positive and all the remaining values are non-positive. So only one value is positive, that means the solution is not optimal. So we have to improve this solution. So this cell will be our new basic cell. That means this variable, that means x34, this will enter the basis and one of these 7 vectors will leave the basis. So to identify the vector which will leave the basis, we have to construct one loop using the basic cell as corner. So since this vector will enter the basis, so using this cell we have to construct one loop such that the corners will be basic cell. Now you can easily find that only one loop is possible, that is this loop. We shall consider the loop clockwise. We have constructed the loop in such a manner that the corners are on the basic cell, except for this cell because this will be our new basic cell. So using this cell as one corner, we have to construct one loop such that the other corners are basic cell. If the solution is not optimal, then now if we look carefully, we can easily find this loop within this problem. So once the loop is constructed, then since this is our new basic variable, so in the next step we shall find one value of this basic variable. We do not know the value right now. Suppose the value is theta. If we assume the value of this basic variable as theta, then the capacity of this row is increased by theta now. So to maintain the balance, we have to subtract theta here. Again, the demand of this destination is diminished by theta now. So we have to add the demand theta in this cell. Now the capacity of this origin is increased by theta. So to balance it, we have to subtract theta here. Now the capacities and demands are balanced. So we have to find this value theta. Now we shall select this value theta in such a manner that at least one of these two values will be 0. Now this variable will enter the basis, so one of these two variables will leave the basis. For that we have to find the value of theta. Now since this is a feasible solution, so the value of the basic variable cannot be negative. Now it is 12 minus theta, it is 1 minus theta. Now if we select theta equal to 12, then this is 0 but this will be negative. So we cannot select theta equal to 12, but we can select theta equal to 1. If we select theta equal to 1, then this value will be 0 and this will be 11. That means if we select theta equal to 1, then this variable will enter the basis and this value will be 0. That means this will be the new non-basic variable. So this variable will leave the basis. So if we use theta equal to 1, then the updated solution will be, it will be 11, it will be 1 and it will be 5. So this is the updated solution. Now we have to check whether this solution is optimal or not. For that we shall use the UV method again. So we shall find the values of ui and vj. and out of these 8 values, one will be selected arbitrarily. Suppose we are selecting this value arbitrarily because there are 3 basic cells in this row. So if we select this one 0, then we know that for the basic cell, the formula is ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. So for this basic cell, ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. So this is 1. Similarly, this will be 0 plus this minus 3 equal to 0. So this is 3. This is 2. Now using this value, we can find this value. So this is ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. So it will be 4. Now using this value, we can find this value, which is ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. So this value will be 0. Now using this value, we can find this value. Now this value ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. So it is minus 2. ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. And finally this value, it will be ui plus vj minus cij equal to 0. So this will be 1. So we have computed all the values of ui and vj. Now using all these values, we shall find all the net evaluations, which will be ui plus vj minus cij for all the non-basic cell. So start with this non-basic cell. For this non-basic cell, the value of the net evaluation will be ui plus vj minus cij, which is minus 3. For this non-basic cell, it will be ui plus vj minus cij. So it is again minus 3. For this non-basic cell, it is ui plus vj minus cij. It is minus 1. For this non-basic cell, ui plus vj minus cij, it is minus 8. For this non-basic cell, it is ui plus vj minus cij, it is minus 4. For this non-basic cell, it is ui plus vj minus cij, it is minus 5. For this non-basic cell, it is ui plus vj minus cij, it is minus 5. For this non-basic cell, it is ui plus vj minus cij, which is 0. And for this non-basic cell, it is ui plus vj minus cij, which is minus 3. So here we have found that the values of the net evaluations are all non-positive for the non-basic cell. That means this solution is optimal. Now since all the values of zij minus cij, that means all the values of net evaluations are non-positive. Minus 3, minus 3, minus 1, minus 8, minus 4, minus 5, minus 5, 0 and minus 3. So all the values of zij minus cij for the non-basic cell are non-positive. Therefore, the solution is optimal. So this solution is optimal. So we can write the final solution here. The final solution is x14 equal to 6, x23 equal to 10, x32 equal to 11, x33 equal to 0, x34 equal to 1, x41 equal to 9 and x42 equal to 5. And corresponding minimum cost, this can be found by multiplying these values with the corresponding cost values. Minimum cost value will be 6 into 2 plus 10 into 1 plus 11 into 2 plus 0 into 3 plus 1 into 1 plus 9 into 4 plus 5 into 6, that is equal to 111. So this is the required minimum cost and this is the final optimal solution. So in this part, we have learned how to find the final optimal solution from the initial basic feasible solution by using UV method. In the next part, we shall find the solution of an unbalanced transportation problem. So see you in the next part. Until then, thanks for watching.